Good morning. We got Monday, this February 6th, 8:40 here. A little bit behind schedule. Let's see what the reset did. So, got those pretty strong candles there. We haven't seen anything really that big. I mean, we had one here, and obviously there's this sucker, but we haven't seen. Yeah, so that usually, and you got a couple days in a row when you got some longer wicks here on top of the candles, you're gonna get a little reversal. So that's okay. I mean, we're gonna come in. We're resting right on top of the anchored view app from the all-time high, so that's fine. That's probably what we needed to do anyway. I'm not sure if we have to come all the way down to retest this right here, 406.70 area, or this downtrend right here, which is low conviction anyway. I would probably give the strength to this purple anchored view app to be a little bit more in play compared to the other indicators here. Let's see if we got anything in the monthly. No, but we have a ways to go before we really start to pressure the middle. Doesn't look too bad. All right, let's take a look at the Qs. Really long wicks. So diamonds are right. Failing to get above this though, so keep an eye on that. Not looking good for this morning. I did book some profits on Catalan. That's fine. It's not near my sell targets, but when you get a moment where you hear about potential acquisition, but no, it's not coming. It's not an actual PR from either the target or the acquirer, and it's just speculation. You hear some talks. I mean, sometimes it really does come through, but you don't hear any numbers or anything, from reputable sources. Not that these weren't reputable sources, but I would say you don't have a timeline, you don't have a price, anything firm really. On the spike, you can just book a little bit. I booked a lot. I took, I think, would I take 50? Yeah, like 50% of the position off. But I was looking to load up it in the 40s here, so. Because anybody who's, again, it's just these analysts that are, concerned about, the COVID concerns and, some of the things. And it's like, these guys have been gearing up to be basically one of the best cell therapy and gene therapy manufacturing companies, and being an essential part of that whole, basically the new cutting edge endeavor that we have with going after gene therapies and cell therapies. These guys are, trailblazing in that respect on the commercial manufacturing side of it. You got contract manufacturer. I mean, that's the big thing. If you're gonna mass produce and have cell and gene therapies be readily available around the country and around the world, you're probably not gonna, as a company yourself, you're probably not gonna have, especially these smaller guys, gonna have the full capacity to do it. Now think about this idea. Say you have a gene therapy or gene editing therapy where you're fixing something once, right? You're fixing it once, and it's hopefully going to last the rest of this person's life, even if it lasts several decades, right? You want to be the person that can get that gene therapy into, and do it right away. Because if you miss out, someone else does it even a year or two later for somebody else, and you couldn't get to them because of, you simply didn't have the manufacturing capability of producing and handling the therapy itself. You lost it. You can't make it up 10, 15 years later. That opportunity's gone. Right? It's not like in, say, diabetes, where we have, new diabetes, and diabetes drugs, or what else we got. Great example would be all the different anti-inflammatories, like all the rheumatoid and psoriasis. Crohn's, IBS, all those inflammatory diseases, and we have all those biologics that we take, Humira. So it's not like you can be like, well, we don't have them now, but we're working on something better. Well, if the person gets a gene therapy or gene editing, and you might not have a shot ever again. So I think a lot of these companies are looking at these gene therapy and gene editing. If you have somebody like Catalan who can handle that for you and make sure that when it's time to like roll out and handle something, say, sickle cell or those are all rare, but still, like, you want to get it done and over with, especially if there's going to be, like, we'll take, again, sickle cell. There's several companies that are, like, 1, 2, 3 right in a row, like, probably a year or two or less behind the leader in terms of a timeline. So if say you're the first person, you want to get everybody done real quick, and if you don't have the manufacturing capacity to do it, the second guy might be able to come on there and then say theirs is a little bit better, and they can get past the orphan drug and all the IP protections and market exclusivity stuff. And there's the third guy and the fourth guy, etc. If you don't get out there quick and get all those patients, I guess you would say, get the therapy in them and doing the gene therapy, you lost it. Because if the second guy got to them, then they don't need you ever again, hopefully. Anyway, long rant done. Moving on. NBIX. Good earnings this morning. Not amazing, but good. I'm thinking Greza, get close to $2 billion. I think they said this year. It's like 1.5, in 1.75. Oh, right here. 1.6 to 1.77. Good beat. Good beat. So good, two good beats. That's good. Solid. That's one of our favorites here. Collegium's just grinding higher. I hit my sell target, and I feel good that I hit it, but geez. I took it at what, 28? No, I took it at 26 something. So, missed out on some profit there, but still got some on, so I'm waiting for that sell too. I'll be happy. EW, would you fail? Come on, what's going on here? Ooh, keep an eye here. So it came up into resistance, getting pushed back, top of the Keltner channel, so it's not, I don't think that's a verdict on if this is going to make it out or not. It's coming back down, top of the formation, get a nice little bounce and see. Maybe it comes down to the Keltner channel. We'll see. Be interesting to see where this 78 would be nice. 78.50. Nice and strong around 70. Yeah, around 78. It could stop right. I mean, right here is a good spot. So I don't know. If you're looking for EW, that's not a bad spot right there. I don't want to say the worst of it's over, but the longer this moves sideways, and the growth will eventually run into this, right? So that's the big thing about, as long as these companies keep reporting growth, even though they might be a little premium or the growth rate is not as good as it was, at some point, if it keeps trading sideways, the intrinsic value of the company is going to start pushing up against the share price. You're going to get that point where, they keep getting growth in their sales. This might be moving sideways, but at some point that growth is going to hit this, and it's going to have to start paying attention to it again. And yeah, you'll get analysts kind of downplaying the growth. Oh, it's still, a little bit lower than our models, and it's a little lackluster, and that's true in some cases, and you can talk about it that way. But you have to say lackluster, and it just hasn't hit its, the timing. So essentially, you're punishing the stock because you were wrong about it. You were wrong about the company. That's where, as an individual investor, you just have to sit back and say, is your thesis or is the company's thesis? Think about what the company is saying. You know, if the company says, "Hey, we're going to like triple our sales in the next 5 years," and they don't, that's an issue because they modeled something, they had an idea, and they were trying to achieve that. Right? They put that out there, and they thought that was a doable thing. That was, and then they don't hit it. That means they're underperforming what they put their money in, time and money into. If you have an analyst saying, "Well, they should have been able to hit, 3 times in 5 years," and the company's been like, "Hey, we're looking for like 1.5 too," like you might think that we should get there, and that we're a bad company because we didn't hit 3. That's different. That's different because the company might be doing things in certain way, like spending money in a different way. They might be thinking of something else down the road. They're focusing a little bit more on a different product or a different endeavor. Conserving cash. Growth is great, but then growth at what price? How much more money do they have to spend? Is there enough organic growth? Do they see the trends of, things just, secular and organic growth happening that's going to help them? Or do they have to, spend an astronomical amount of money on marketing and commercial organization to get that growth? Those are the things you have to really think about when you hear analysts start questioning is the company, or they're downgrading. How many revised, they downgraded it, and now after Q4 they're all moving their show. We're underperform, outperform, boosting, and it's like kind of they're backstepping on. They're not quickly saying we were wrong, bad, really wrong. How many of those have you read this week? Too many for me. I get that little smirk when I'm reading it too, just sitting there laughing. You bunch of fraudulent bums. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. They do. That's the thing. They do. Because they'll say enough, they'll give you enough to make you think that they're really actually bearish on the ticker, right? But it's not legalese speak, but what's the word of, they're not giving you what they're really thinking, right? They're just giving you something enough to make you, and they're wording it a certain way to make you believe that they're bearish on it without saying, "Hey, we're bearish," or they're cutting their price target, which anybody ever see what the they don't really give you great details on what their what's their time frame on the price target. Now the understanding has always been a year from now. Okay, that doesn't mean it doesn't get higher or lower than that at some point, even before that date. So they might be. It outperformed our expectations when it's like twice the price that they posted next year. Come on, give me a break. All right, I'm done with that. My long rant there. ACAD. Think it's time to sell. Getting close. Come on, man. Man, she's edging up there. I have a feeling 20 is going to be a hard one, though, huh? What do you think, guys? Take something before this? Yeah, I might take some early. Anybody getting pounded this morning? Not really. What happened to you, Omer? You getting bought out? Oh, we knew that. Well, I didn't reload, and I should have because I was an idiot. Should have reloaded again. Look at this. Well, I'm happy. Let it go. I've already gotten house money. I'm not looking to own 1,000 different bio booms at this point, even though it's a beyond target-rich environment. There are more targets than ammo. I can tell you that. So. And definitely a lot more targets than guns and a lot more targets than shooters, that's for sure. So, can't get in them all. Even though you've hit a few of these, you got to make sure that. No, I should. I'm wrong on this one enough where there was a solid setup, came down to buy two target, really oversold, and then it came up, got above the anchored VWAP, and started showing a nice setup. It broke out of its long-term downtrend. This was doable. I should have seen this, but in my defense, most of these I'm not frothing at the mouth. Just to, even when they're solid setups, I'm like, unless there's a solid setup and a strong catalyst, which this one I probably should have looked at. Should have known that was coming. I'm not really interested. Come on, guys. Where are we at? Like ESPR, I got to keep an eye on, but I think we got, another month or so. I think they said, March? April or March is when they should be doing their presentation, which should give us a little more information on the clear outcomes data. So, because this is what happened. Here's the clear outcomes data saying it was positive, right? So we got that huge spike. They set the algorithm off the spike. You can see it was a month later we got this going. Came down, kind of getting a retest here. I guess I would say the reality with ESPR is that they said they were going to do this in December, and I think March or April is when they're going to be doing their giving granular details on, this was just it was good data, but no details. Now we're waiting for the really good data because it's the data is being embargoed for a medical conference. So we'll see the real actual outcomes of the outcome data. We'll see the real outcome of the outcome study. Next, what we got? No, Bun, Bio Boom. Let's go to Bioreactor real quick. I know you were just on there, but does anybody really want to look at Line? Nope. Regeneron didn't move as much as it should have, but that's okay. Anybody getting pounded here? GSK is up a little bit. CVS, I think, is tomorrow, so keep an eye on CVS. No, Wednesday. All right, we'll leave it there. So, watch list, very weak this morning. I don't want to touch anything because I don't know what the hell's going on with the SPY. It's boring. So, I think today I'll do a short list for the morning, and then I'll expand one around lunch. Sounds good? XBI. I don't know if they're going to try to lull us to sleep, like just, slow grinding this kind of movement on everything, on all the major indices and ETFs. If we're just going to kind of get this movement, this grind higher where they're just going to just put an algorithm in there and then just put us to sleep. And then one day we're going to be like, within reach of all-time highs next year or this year, at the end of this year or next year, and we were just asleep at the wheel. And the only thing, so we just got to be a little bit more rigid with following the buy targets, and so do I. I haven't really. I thought October was the great setup, and I thought we were going to have another shot, but they're just putting us to sleep here. I mean, this is a good breakout. I mean, we've made some great moves, and we've booked some profits on some great names here on this move. After getting a solid. In October, we were loading up on some names, especially in the bioreactor, and most of those are close to being sold, hitting their sell targets. So if we move up a little higher, I'll be happy and booking some profits, getting some cash, but. All right, we'll end it there. I'll put a short list in, and then, like I said, I'll probably add to it at lunch if we see anything. All right, good luck. Stay safe. Stay healthy.